It's here! The new episode of Sky Full of Stars. Hello, Lynx here. And it is here. Yes, it is here. The receiver is here, of course. What else will you expect? Anyway, I thought it would arrive next week at the earliest, but I was pleasantly surprised. According to Onoka, there was little demand for HRO receivers, so production was entirely order-based. Yeah! That's why it took more time than normal mail-order items. Let's take a look inside. I opened the cardboard box. A small silver box lay inside, nestled in bubble wrap. So this is an HRO receiver by ATEC. MREX 50 SE. I don't know why I had so much problem with that. The design was really simple. It had a power switch and a volume dial, as well as parts of the antenna cable, audio output and power adapter. We don't even need to set the frequency, huh? It was a machine designed solely for radio meteor observation, that was clear. The frequency was probably fixed at 53.750 MHz. I'll connect the antenna cable first then. Where is the fun in rushing through it alone? In the excitement of getting the receiver, I went to set it up right away, but I came to my senses. I took out my phone and started typing. Oi! The HRO receiver's here. Gonna test it, so come on over! I only sent the text to Korona, not the Six Stars Club group chat, of course. I guess I should have invited everyone, but at the same time... But I wanted to share this joy with Korona first of all. Ooh, the sky is not very great. But then again, right now it probably doesn't matter, given that we are with the sound. Also, now that I think about it, did they really need to set up the antenna way even higher? I don't know, maybe I'm incorrect, but it literally seems like you have, like, I don't know, either a lower building standing next to you, or literally there is a balcony sort of set, and you probably have some exit as well to get onto it, like somewhere in the corridors. And at the same time, you might be able to also jump out to that place, that balcony of sorts, through the window. Couldn't we place the antenna there as well? That way we would also see it if it's getting like blown away or something. It probably can be blown away, but it still can trip, right? Anyway, she's taking her time, isn't she? Almost an hour had passed, not that we can tell from this clock, which does not have indicators. But there was still no sign of Korona. The afternoon sky was clear, but as evening neared, the clouds got more menacing. The sky was already covered in a thick layer of cloud. Doesn't look like it will rain, at least. I think it actually does. The weather forecast on my phone said it was going to be cloudy. There was only a 10% chance of rain, but clear skies were out of the question. 10% with that kind of... Are you sure about that? Where is Korona for? Korona burst into the clubroom. From the way she was catching her breath, I could tell she really rushed over here. Here, drink this. What did I just say? Drink this and cool down. I gave her a bottle of tea I was about to open. Small sips.
生き返った。
Feeling human again, Korona took off her coat and sat down.
ありがとね、アキに。お茶ごちそうさまでした。
But seriously, I wish you would drop the knee part already. But more importantly, what about your mom? I knew that dealing with Korona's mom was no joking matter.
大丈夫大丈夫。ちゃんと用事は済ませてきたから。
Interesting. If you say so. I was worried because Korona had been kinda all over the place lately.
それよりごめんね。いっぱい待っちゃったでしょ。
I'm fine. I just read the explanation on the homepage.
ならいいんだけど。あ、そうだ、受信機。見せて見せて。
Here it is, delivered to the Astronomy Club this afternoon.
これが受信機。
Correct. I showed it to Korona.
案外ちっちゃいんだね。
I think the word is compact.
ごめんごめん。でもコロナたちはアマチュア無線よくわかんないし、シンプルな方がいいよね。
That's right. Limited functionality made things easier for us. We didn't need it for anything other than radio meteor observation. It's getting late, but if you're up for it, I was gonna hook it up to the antenna and test it out. Are you okay for time?
夜9時くらいまでだったら平気だよ。
Looks at the clock on the wall. I have no idea how long until 9. Okay, let's do this. Pronto! Keisuke and Kawanakajima had already set up the antenna for us. We just had to insert the antenna cable which was hanging from the opening in the upper window. Okay, so it's connected.
アキにパソコンはどうする？
Let's test that. Let's test it without a computer first. Leaving the notebook PC on the desk, I connected the DC adapter to the receiver. The HRO receiver needed 12 volts DC, which the DC adapter provided by converting the normal 100 volt power from the wall.
あとはどうすればいいの？
Interesting. Yeah, plug the speakers into the audio terminal. If the antenna worked properly, we'd get output in the form of sound.
接続したよ。
Aside from the notebook, all necessary equipment was connected. We just had to turn on the receiver and adjust the volume.
あれ？
I mean, that's kind of what I expected. There was no sound. I mean...
アキにどこか失敗してたのかな？
nah, this is fine.
聞こえないよ。
Nonsense, you heard the static, don't you?
これでいいの？ただの雑音だけど。
Static noise. Loosely speaking, it's called white noise. If you hear this, it means the connection is okay. That's what the explanation on the homepage had said. Looks like our first test is a success.
これじゃ達成感はないな。
It's okay, no need to rush things. Next, let's connect the computer. I turned off the receiver and plugged in the notebook. There were two kinds of audio output. One went into the notebook's audio terminal, the other was connected to the speakers as before.
接続できたよ。
With that, we finished reconnecting the cables. Okay, Korona, could you turn on the computer for me? You mean it wasn't turned on?
はーい。スイッチオン。
But you said you were browsing the homepage. How was it not turned on already? The notebook took a while to finish booting up. Oh my god. Did I just... Dude, did we just hear actually that notebook booting up? I want to hear it again.
はーい。スイッチオン。
Okay, there literally is a sound of that. I'm not sure if you will hear it for even after I like lift up a little the volume for while editing sort of lightly, but there was a sound. All that was left was to launch the program for stationary observation and adjust the volume.
じゃあ始めるよ。
Korona turned up the audio input volume. After a while, the white noise we heard earlier emerged from the notebook's speakers.
同じになったね。
There is like a little crackful. Now we just have to keep an eye on the observation program and wait for a reading.
楽しみだな。
We muted the notebook so that all audio output would come from the speakers. Amid the booze of oneness, we waited for the meteors to fall. It's not that they fall. There was nothing to do. We quickly found ourselves just staring at the notebook screen.
ちゃんと動いてるみたいだね。
The program was updating its frequency over time graph in real time.
流星が通ったらここに表示されるんだよね。
Yeah.
どのくらい待てばいいんだろう。
Even without a meteor shower, there were always meteors in the sky. But their numbers were low, and some days there'd be close to none. They said we'd have to wait for an hour or so.
そんなに
Sorry, I know you can't stay too late.
でもギリギリまで頑張るよ。
Korona's resolve was starting to fade. We had known from the start that this wasn't going to be much of a visual activity. But it was the waiting around with nothing to do that was hard to take.
普通の天体観測だったら星空を見上げてるだけで楽しかったんだろうな。
Actually, there are so many clouds outside that it might be a problem as well. And let's not break them. Korona made a valid, if painful point. In fact, seeing something and getting it right away made a huge difference. I understood why some people said stars had value in being seen. A sky full of stars moved people instantly. That's true. That's true, but look. Dude, he actually did that. It's cloudy outside. The sky was completely overcast, and there wasn't a star in sight.
星見えないね。
It was like that as well here on last Thursday? Yeah, because that's when I was going running and like, dude, no stars at all. This sucks. At least on Saturday when I went running as well, the night sky was a bit starry. I mean, as much as you can see in the city at least. Anywho, Korona sounded disappointed. The stars are invisible, but these are ideal conditions for radio observation. Because of the clouds, we can't see the stars, but think about it. That's why we were doing radio observations, right?
そっか、そういうことか。
Hmm.
目では見えないものを見たいから電波観測をしようとしたんだった。
Hmm. The universe held many mysteries. And for us here on Earth, there were things that just couldn't be seen. That's why the Hubble Space Telescope was built. That's why huge parabolic antennas, all listening for the faintest radio waves from space, were built. They were all products of our desire to learn about things we couldn't see. That's right. Coincidentally, tonight's cloudy sky means we can see the stars. That's why it's perfect for radio observation. Which I already said. For tonight we didn't need to look at the sky. The antenna would serve as our eye. The radio waves it emitted would eventually hit a meteor and come back to us. That was the moment we were waiting for.
君、見て。
There was some movement in the stationary observation program. After a few minutes we realized that the dots were stretching out horizontally.
線が表示されてるね。これが流星の反応なのかな。
Nah, that's probably an aircraft. Meteors didn't produce this response. Lines like this were made by slow-moving aircraft, apparently.
なんだ、飛行 気か。つまんないの。
But we got a readout, so when the meteor comes, we're definitely going to see something. Let's wait a bit longer. Humans had exceptional eyes. Do they for? Do they? If you think about it. Every time I looked in a telescope, I was surprised by the extent of our vision and our capacity to detect brightness. Even without equipment, we had the ability to look up at the night sky and see the stars with our own eyes. But here we were, foregoing our eyes and waiting for faint radio waves. There was something indescribably romantic about the endeavor.
アキ兄、さっきはごめんね。焦っちゃって。
Don't worry about it. It's fine, I know how you feel. In a moment I was shouting at the meteors to hurry up! But impatience never helped anything. Only the stars knew how long we had to wait.
一人だったらきっと待てなかっただろうね。でも、アキ兄がいるから、コロナはいくらだって待てるよ。
She's amazing. Korona leaned over and rested her shoulder on mine.
ヒーターつけてるのに寒いね。
Yeah, it's cold. This feeling of wanting to get closer. I sensed it too, so I gently put my arm around her shoulder.
通じちゃった。
You're easy to read. Easy to read.
わかりやすくしてるんだもん。
Ladies, that's how it should be done. That itself was yet another clear sign. Leaning her whole body on me, Korona smiled and reached over. The clubroom was filled with constant buzz of white noise, along with the sound of our breath and beating hearts. Hey? There was a ping. I heard it too. Sources online said that it sounded like a boom, but this was more like a high-pitched whine. To me, it sounded like, I don't know. Do you know the game Pong? I don't know why, but it's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, the bounce like that. Anyway. Quickly we look at the screen. There it is. There was a faint sign. Just a few dots slightly etched into the graph.
今のがそうなのかな？流星の音？
Absolutely. That was a meteor. We joined hands and jumped in excitement. It was just a simple sound, nothing beautiful about it. But it was proof that the meteor had passed by.
一瞬だったけど、ちゃんと聞こえたよ。
Me too. And I usually miss a lot of them during normal stargazing.
すごいね。すっごいね。
We didn't know why we got so excited. Maybe it was because we realized it was possible to see even without using our eyes. Before that moment I had my doubts. Even though so many people had actually done it and written about it, I still wasn't convinced. But in that moment, all my doubts had been erased.
まるで空がパーッと晴れ渡ったみたいだね。
Even with thick clouds obscuring the sky, radio waves passed through them unhindered. The clouds over our minds lifted, and we were full of joy and relief.
あきに、ほらまた。
Let's go! Whoa, 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 whoa! We got another meteor! There was another high-pitched whine.
今度はさっきより長かったね。
Look at the screen! The graph's a bit longer too!
うわー、ほんとだ。
The display was just a few dots longer than the first response. Even so, we heard the difference in the sounds, and it was much clearer that way.
あの雲の向こうで流れ星が落ちたんだよ。
Even though we can see them.
流星群の時はもっともっとすっごいのかな。
Ooh, that would be awesome. Like seeing and hearing. Oh, these sounds will just keep coming, I'm sure.
楽しみだな。
There will be more sounds, but you can also look forward to hearing clock echoes.
1分くらい続いちゃうんだっけ。それってどんな流れ星なんだろう。コロナそんなすごいの見たことないよ。
Apparently it wasn't the meteor itself that stayed in the sky, but the trail it left behind was what caused the long echoes. It all had to do with the deflection of radio waves, all of which was invisible to us.
あ、君、まただよ、ほら。
The meteors were on a roll. That was the third wine of the evening. Korona was really going into it. I mean, getting into it.
コロナ、頑張ってよかったよ。こんなになるなんて思ってなかった。
But today was just a test, actually. The real aim is to collect data over a period of time.
しかも、コロナたちのデータだけじゃないんだよね。全国からいっぱいデータが集まるんだよね。
Eh? We will? Not the country, the world. Many amateur astronomers observed meteors by radio, apparently. And there were a lot of people that shared their data with other people. The data collected within Japan would be sent out to the whole world by the project representative.
コロナがみんなの中の一人になるんだね。これって超すごいことだと思わない？どれだけいるかわかんない全員が仲間になるんだよ。
Maybe that's the real joy of radio observation. Yeah, that's what I thought. The number of astronomy fans kept dropping, so we were always looking for new ways to get astronomy fans together. The Six Stars Club had been created for that exact purpose. For people who shared the love of the stars to work together. But it only went so far as our neighborhood. It's very small scale, but I feel like we've touched the edge of VLBI.
野辺山で観測してる人たちもきっとコロナたちと同じ気持ちなんだろうね。
So many people, and they were all connected. I was one person among them, and so was Korona. When we realized the magnitude of that fact, our excitement became irrepressible.
先にコロナも
I know, I feel the same way. Taking Korona's hand, I shared in emotions that almost made her tremble.
こんなのダメだよ。こんなの知っちゃったらもうコロナやめられなくなっちゃう。
She's hooked up! Let's go! Ah, at that exact moment, Korona had taken the first step on her journey into the world of astronomy. Radio observation was an unorthodox gateway, but it was still one way of looking at the stars. She just did so with radio waves, not her eyes. There are some feelings we have only for things we cannot see.
目に見えないからこそ通じることだってある。
Holding Korona's hand, I felt keenly the bonds we shared with our unseen fellow astronomers. Our numerous friends who weren't here. With everyone's help, we're going to solve all the mysteries of the universe. Did you find yourself something to lose yourself in?
今日が始まりできっとこれからも続いていく。コロナもう大丈夫だよ。大丈夫なんだから。5月5日午前1時、綺麗に晴れ渡り雲一つない夜空です。
You were supposed to be back home at 9. Whoops!
今日は待ちに待った水亀座イータ流星群の極
Okay,
大
it's
日。
a different day. Good.
その極大時刻が1時間後の午前2時頃になります。満月に近いお月様が出ていて、残念ながらコンディションはあまり良くありません。でもコロナたちには電波観測があります。こんな時こそ電波観測がその進化を発揮するのです。
We're at our usual observation spot near the Hoshino Dam Lake. In line with the peak of the Eta Aquarid meteor shower, the Six Stars Club held a stargazing event.
皆さん、間もなく極大時刻に近づきます。準備はよろしいですか？
all the equipment with us as well. I wonder if Dobsonian is with us. And if the radio observation will go on. I mean, this one will probably go on as well. Would be cool to have all the equipment for. Anyway. Ah, my ears. Everyone responded to Club President Onoka's call. Eta Aquarii, the radiant point for tonight's meteor shower, was about to appear in the east sky. And later, as dawn approached, the radiant would ascend higher into the sky. It would start off as a low-altitude observation, but everyone had their ideas on how to enjoy the meteors. Some were taking photos with cameras mounted on tripods, like Narue. Others laid out sheets on the ground and lay down, looked up and waited, like Noriko and Amanogawa. And then there were those who listened to the sound of the meteors.
Akini, setting okay da yo.
Seriously, drop the knee, please. Wearing the Meiko Academy uniform, Korona gave me the signal. That's right, Hinami is in my club. Great, well done. In April, Hoshi no Daiichi's Astronomy Club had welcomed a much-needed new member. Her name was Hinami Yamada, a friend of Korona's. The equipment installed in Hoshi no Daiichi was engaged in 24-hour stationary observation even now. So we had procured a new HRO receiver and antenna for radio meteor observation outdoors. Nice! So even as stationary observation continued, we were now able to listen to the meteors while actually looking at them outdoors. Nice! Tip-top condition. After graduating from Meiko Academy, Orihime showed up from time to time as an alumna. Tonight's event was with the 6 Stars Club, so she was especially enthusiastic about joining. We've been working at it for a while. 2 months had passed since the first time we had heard the meteors. In that time we learned about antenna adjustment and data collection, and we also read up more on radio meteor observation. Let's go.
それは素晴らしいですわ。今回の参加者には流星電波観測に詳しくない方もいます。よろしければぜひ説明してあげてください。わかりました、部長。
Korona had chosen to go to Meiko Academy, where she was now under Onoka's care. We know that. She no longer used the nickname Yoshi Yoshi, but it still slipped out sometimes apparently.
それでは皆さん、ここで行う流星電波観測について、明光学院天文部1年草壁コロナが簡単にご説明します。
Korona stood in front of everyone and began her explanation.
皆さん、流星とは何だと思いますか？流星とは、流星物質と呼ばれる小天体が地球の大気に突入した際に起こる発光現象のことを指します。地球の大気上層には電離層と呼ばれる部分があって、そこに流星物質がぶつかると電子とイオンに分離します。この現象を電離と呼びます。電離する際、その周辺の電子濃度が濃くなって、しばらく維持されながら徐々に拡散していきます。
Did she say Jojo?
電波は通常だと宇宙空間へ突き抜けてしまいますが、電子が濃くなると反射するようになります。その特性を利用し、電波の反射を測定することで目には見えない流星の数を調べる。それがこれから行おうとしている流星電波観測です。
With great care and clarity, Korona explained the relationship between meteors and radio waves. The bar was set high because most participants were astronomy fans, but I thought it went over well.
特に流星群の日は電子の残留が続くため、電波の反射は長くなります。それをロングエコーと呼びます。普段の流星電波観測では小さい反応しかありません。 でも流星群の日はロングエコーが観測できると思います。
That's nice.
めったにないチャンスです。皆さんぜひ星のフロートを聞いてみてください。
イエーイ。
さあ今が始まりの時です。
As soon as she ended her explanation, Korona turned on the HRO receiver. Dude, immediately it pinged! What the heck? Almost immediately there was a soft sound. It was soon followed by another. Let's go! In a short span of time, the sounds of stars falling came one after another from the speakers.
これはなんという。
Kinda cool, huh?
こんなにすごいの。ねえねえ、あっきりいつもと全然違うんだけど。
I've never heard anything like this. It was a symphony of sound, unlike any single meteor. Since the first test, we had continued observing meteors by radio, but this was our first encounter with meteor shower. Last month's Lyric meteor shower had peaked in the afternoon, making observation difficult, so we had to wait for 2 nights Eta Aquarides. And our reward for all of that waiting was this incredible sound.
すごい。信じられない。
I love it.
これこそ銀河のかけらがプラズマとなって散りゆく残響。月明かりでかき消されてしまう流星もこれだけたくさんあるということなのね。
Indeed.
圧倒されます。
Even those had their own ideas on how to enjoy the meteors were tuning in to our radio observation. Couldn't take a look at the monitor.
すごい。流星の反応でいっぱいだ。
In our excitement, we stopped paying attention to the meteor sounds.
なんなのこれは。故障？
No, 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 not at all.
これがロングエコーだよ。
A reverberation that sounded like it would go on forever. It lasted for a full minute and then some, then it suddenly stopped. So that was a long echo. I was so overwhelmed I couldn't speak. Everyone around us fell silent too.
何今の。すごいよアキミ。こんなに素晴らしい反応が出ますのね。さすがに驚きましたわ。
That was impressive. Seriously. Seriously impressive. The excitement still fresh in my mind, I turned to the computer screen. Wow, this is really something.
宇宙の雄たけびを可視化したような。アキミ、いつもはちょこんって点みたいなのに、ロングエコーだとこんなになるんだね。
Instead of the usual few dots, this response looked like a belt of dots. So that's what it sounds like. Amazing.
本当だね。
Astronomy fans across Japan are probably experiencing the same reactions. We had joined a group chat for radio meteor observation enthusiasts. Through it, we saw a whole host of reactions in real time.
今のロングエコー超すげえ実際の流星も見ました。かなり大きな流星痕でしたね。ああ、流星電波観測やっててよかった。
Everyone was really fired up. But that was understandable, with so many stars falling tonight. Korona, let's say something to...
流星の音聞こえたよ。すっごい感動しちゃった。
Radio meteor observation is the best! Psycho! I think it was that psycho, right? The best. It didn't really matter what we said. Our hearts were bursting with this excitement, which no words could do justice to.
今この感動をみんな が共有してるんだね。さっきの人じゃないけど、コロナ流星電波観測やっててよかったよ。
うん。
こんな気持ちになれるなんて、前のコロナじゃ絶対無理だった。ありがとね、アキ兄。コロナをここに導いてくれて。
I should be one to thank you, Korona. I've never felt this much joy before.
やっててよかったね。
Yeah, truly. Ah, the sound of stars falling was still coming from the speakers intermittently. How long would it go on for, I wondered. Beyond the heavens, on the far side of the night sky, meteors were lighting up as they turned into plasma.
見えないけど、ちゃんと感じるよ。
Only a few meteors were visible to us. But with our ears we sensed many, many more.
ちゃんとここにあるんだよって、みんながコロナに教えてくれてるみたい。アキにコロナも伝えられるかな。コロナがここにいるよってこと、コロナのいる証、ちゃんと伝えたい。
Proof that she was here, even if she couldn't be seen. But speaking of proof, our recordings were waiting for us back at school. Okay, let's go. I took Korona's hand and called out to Onoka. Onoka, we're going back to the club room.
あとはお願いしてもいいですか、部長。
そうですね。あなた方にはあちらもありますから。
部長、コロナ、こっちは任せて。ありがとう、ひなみ。じゃあ行ってきます。あのね、アキにちょっとだけ寄り道いい
Sure, where to?
今は内緒。ついてくればわかるよ。
Huh? What? Where's she taking me? Korona brought me to the platform of the abandoned station.
こっちこっち。
Inside the train car, you mean? We're using it to store the Pleiades Ichigo. But it wasn't here. We brought it to the observation spot where lots of people were having fun with it, no doubt.
あったあった。去年コロナが掘ったやつ。草壁コロナって。
Using a stone, Korona had carved her name into the car's wall. I was there when it happened, so I remembered it clearly. Wow, that brings back memories. Did you really do that?
ってことでアキ兄も。はい。
With a smile, she handed me a stone.
アキ兄も書こうよ。コロナの隣に。
Why not? I began carving my name into the wall. I had written my name in here with a marker once, but it must have faded away. I couldn't find any trace. Suddenly, I added my name beside Korona's. Akito Surami.
アキ兄もひらがなにしたんだ。
Kanji seems too hard to write. Besides, I want too much Korona's name.
バッチリだね。じゃあ、こうやって。
What is she trying to do? Satisfied with what I wrote, she began adding something to the wall.
できた。
Oh, I know
に
this!
しちゃいました。
I remember this. Yo, that's... I've run into this in Chushinguru as well. I like this. So that's what you had in mind.
どうどう？いい感じじゃない？
It's not bad.
もう、そこはいいってはっきり言ってよ。
Sorry, it's good. It's the best. Our shared umbrella, completed over the span of several months. Would it endure quite long with this abandoned train car, I wondered?
コロナとアキ兄の恋した証だよ。ずっとずっと残ってくれたらいいね。
May our love last forever. Even if we change, even if our thoughts change, may our love last. Korona touched the umbrella, carving gently as if investing it with those wishes. Oh, we are on a bike now. Let's go. It was past 2 in the morning and there were no more buses. The only transport we had was the bike. Hold on tight, Korona!
わかってるってひゃっはー
Come on, I mean, keep it still!
だってはしゃいじゃうよしょうがないんだよこんな星降る夜にアキ兄と二人乗りしてるんだもん
With Korona seated on the rack, our bike sped down the moonlit path. We were going downhill, so I didn't need to pedal at all. The streets of Hoshinaka City were spread out before our eyes.
見てアキ兄流星だよ
I can't look up, I'm sitting!
じゃあコロナが代わりにアキ兄の目になるね
Okay. Even if I couldn't look, Korona looked at them for me. Her hands wrapped around my waist, the touch of her skin, those conveyed the excitement of the stars to me. Okay, we made it in one piece. Whew.
楽しかった
After we arrived at Hoshino, Daichi parked my bike and then we went to the club room. We had permission to enter the school for astronomy club activities even at night or no on holidays. Yeah. With complete impunity, Korona and I sauntered down the pitch black hallway.
アキ兄早く早く
We don't have to rush, besides it's dangerous to run in the dark.
平気平気こけてもアキ兄が助けてくれるもん
Please don't fall. Yeah, you do, but don't fall. After we started dating, I became her vanguard, innocence, and her support. Maybe it was because she felt safe, protected even, but Korona was far more active and willing to take on new challenges. She seemed reckless even sometimes, but her energy and optimism were almost blinding. Before I knew it, I found myself cheering her on. We might be able to see the meteors from the window, so let's keep the lights off.
はーい
Without turning on the lights, we turned on the notebook PC. It was now a dedicated radiometer observation device, conducting round-the-clock stationary observation.
どうかなどうかな
Korona peered at the LCD screen.
こいつはすごい
Indeed, it's a meteor shower, alright? The program for a radio meteor observation displayed 10 minutes of data on each screen. Usually there were 1 or 2 responses if any. But tonight there were at least 10 times that number. Let's look in the records folder too.
楽しみだな
The program automatically saved each 10-minute image as a separate file. There already were a whole lot of image files in the designated folder.
すごいロングエコーがいっぱいだ
The long echo that we saw in the observation spot was probably here too. A quick glance through the files showed that there were some other long echoes too.
このデータをいつもみたいに送ればいいんだよね
We used an analytic program to turn the data into lists and graphs, which we then sent to a project coordinator. In this way, our stationary observation contributed to the future of astronomy research. Wait, it's still early! The meteor shower isn't over yet. The Eta Quarry meteor shower peaked at 2 in the morning. We still had lots of meteors to observe in the next few hours.
そうだね朝になったら星降る夜も終わりだろうし
Until then, let's keep listening to the sound of the meteors. I turned up the volume on the speakers. Intermittently, we heard the sound of meteors' echoes. It was a dual electronic sound, but we now knew what it meant, and for some strange reason, it calmed us.
アキに BGM なんていらないね
Yeah. The music of the meteors gently enveloped us. It was quite night, just the two of us. Looking at the stars beyond the window, we were filled with a sense of tranquility. Kora's voice carried over the sound of the meteors. Love you too.
なんだ、聞こえちゃったんだ。
Shouldn't mean to be hurt, it seemed. But it's your voice, of course I'd hear it.
そんなこと言うと、コロナまた嬉しくなっちゃうよ。
That's the point!
アキ兄を襲いたくなっても知らないんだから。
Go ahead, to be honest. Korona looked at me with a devious glint in her eyes. That was the face she made when she felt like getting frisky. That can wait until after the observation.
大丈夫。パソコンがちゃんと記録を取っててくれるから。
Korona reached for the speaker volume control. The sound of the meteors grew faint until we no longer heard it.
見えなくたって聞こえなくたって大丈夫なんだよ。そこに流星があることをコロナたちは知ってるんだから。
Korona put her hand out and touched me.
指絡めて。
Our hands became one, our fingers intertwined.
キスしていい？
Of course. Because Korona asked, this time I kissed her. As I gave her a kiss, after a playful kiss, things got a bit more intense.
アキ兄、もっと。
She started rubbing her cheek against mine. Her eyes told me that she wanted to be together with me. Hey, I just thought of something.
何？
Look at what I brought. I showed Korona my earphones. I pulled out the speaker's audio jack and plugged those instead. Here you go, take one.
うん。
One earphone for Korona and one for me. Sitting next to each other, we listen to the sound of the meteors in the night sky.
アキ兄、これなんかいいね。
Yeah. Two people listening to the same sound. It filled us with a blessed sense of calm.
このまま眠っちゃいそう。
It's okay, you can sleep if you're tired.
アキ兄もコロナのことは気にせず寝ちゃっていいんだからね。アキ兄の寝顔を見るチャンスかも。
I saw that Korona had ulterior motives, intentions. And because today was a special day, I want to make her wish come true. Sure, after I fall asleep you can look as much as you want. Only you get to see how I sleep, Korona. Still listening to my one earphone, I gripped her hand. Lulled by the comforting sound of the meteors, I closed my eyes.
ありがとう。アキ兄、コロナにとって最高の夜になったよ。
Okay. We'll cut it right here, right now. I'm gonna go on a walk with the dog. And then render today's video. Anyway, that was super enjoyable. Dude, I don't know, like, enjoyed Hikari's route, but dude, Korona's route is actually better. It's totally better. I find myself actually grinning as well in a lot of situations here. Awesome. Anyway, let's cut it here. Hope you enjoyed. Consider liking the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow as well. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.